Phoenix's Super Smash Bros. Brawl Case Files, Episode 2, Turnabout Swordsman.
Twas a relatively normal day, until Roy was charged with the heinous crime of murder. The victim, a powerful yet unfortunate fighter known as Ike. The cause? Bludgeoning via the infamous hammer. The location? An older section of Dreamland. The victim's corpse was found 3 feet away from the Wispy Woods. The suspect? Roy, a rather unpopular local swordsman and Phoenix's newest client. The motive? It is expected to be jealousy. Roy was perhaps jealous of Ike's popularity upon arrival, compared to Roy's lack of such upon his arrival. The defense? The famous Phoenix Wright, well-known lawyer and pursuer of truth.
So, do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Ask away, sir. I'll tell you whatever I know.
Ike.
So, how well do you know your victim, Ike?
I didn't know him personally, but I heard a lot about him.
You don't seem very happy about it.
Well, I don't like to think about him, really. It upsets me.
Upsets you.
Thinking about him upsets you? Why is that?
Could you please tell us?
I guess it's unavoidable. It's because of popularity.
Popularity?
Yeah, it always came down to that, really.
Roy.
So, Roy, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yes, what is your occupation?
Swordsman, really. I guess that's it.
A swordsman? That's really cool!
Yeah, it's a unique line of work. I'll give him that.
Yeah, well, I'm not the best, but I work hard.
Anything else?
Well, I study plants. Does that help?
I'm not sure knowing about different types of grass will help.
Popularity.
So, your dislike of Ike stems back to popularity?
It's not just me. He didn't like me for the same reason.
But how does popularity have anything to do with it?
It's tough to be a swordsman around here. When I came around, everyone just called me a wannabe.
A wannabe? That's terrible!
But Ike, when he came around, I'm surprised it wasn't a damn parade. I didn't understand why everyone accepted him. Maybe it's because everyone prefers blue swordsmen.
Thanks for the information, Roy.
No problem. You're my lawyer. I'm supposed to tell you everything I know. Otherwise, I'm screwed.
If only every client felt like that.
Dreamland. Green Greens. What a peaceful place!
Or at least it would be, if all the police weren't running around like super speedy hedgehogs.
I wonder if he's here.
Wait, who?
Hey, pal.
Detective Gumshoe.
Looks like you're just attracted to murder cases, huh, pal?
I think they're more attracted to me than I am to them.
Detective Gumshoe, how's the investigation going?
Well, I gotta tell you, I can't see a way out of this one.
I see.
But hey, what do I know? You've gotten out of plenty of cases I didn't say a way of, pal.
Why do I feel like that's not a very good compliment?
The victim.
So, Detective Gumshoe, do we have any autopsy reports?
Hot off the press, pal, but if anyone asks, you beat me up and stole it from me.
I'd be more believable to just say you took it and gave it to me.
Ike's autopsy report added to court record. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe.
Don't mention it, pal. No, seriously, don't mention it to anyone. My paycheck's practically in the negatives.
So, he died from a blow to the head.
The weapon.
So, I died from a blow to the head?
Yeah, and a strong one at that. It was a real mess when we got here. Nasty stuff, pal.
Maya, do you need to lie down?
No, of course not. I'm perfectly fine.
So, Detective, any ideas to what the weapon was?
We don't need any ideas, pal. It was lying right next to the body. Don't look at me like that. I don't choose where we find these things.
So, what was it?
A hammer?
A hammer?
And a big one at that. One swing of this thing would be enough to crack a giant gorilla's skull like a coconut.
Hammer added to the court record.
And this is what made all the wounds on the victim?
Well, that's where it's a little strange, pal.
Strange?
All the other bruises on the body are similar, like he was hit with the same amount of force, but the wounds are too small to have come from the hammer.
Green grains.
Pretty relaxing place, huh, pal?
If it wasn't a scene of a murder, yeah.
Always gotta be one to kill the mood, don't you?
Really, Nick? Sit back and enjoy nature for once.
Oh yeah, and this is coming from the biggest couch potato I've ever seen.
But it's a little weird.
What is?
The fact that the murder took place here. Something's not right, pal.
Odd location.
So, why is it so weird that it took place here?
Well, about 3 feet from where the scene happened is some woods. If I was a killer, and I'm not, thank you, I would have done it in the woods. No place to hide a body out here.
That is weird.
Maybe not. But then again, I'd have to check to make sure.
Dreamland. Wispy Woods. This is a pretty different forest, don't you think?
Yeah, it kind of feels weird. Like we're being watched.
Watched? Don't scare me like that, Nick! There's nobody here! Odd large tree. Hey, Nick, look at that tree!
Which one?
This big weird one with the holes. It almost looks like it's looking at us.
She's right. It's kind of creepy. I wonder who carved in these. What? Ah! Ah!
Nick, you okay?
Ow. Oh. Aside from the fact that a tree just sent me what it feels like to be inside a tornado, yeah, I'm fine.
Wow, good thing I grabbed another tree.
Yeah, good thing. Oh, why can't good things ever happen to good people like me? Huh? Where's that coming from? Huh? Whoa! Hey! I'm sitting on something. Something pink and squishy.
Yay! I can breathe! Booyah!
Whoa, what the heck is this thing?
So, what brings you two to Wispy Woods? A date? You two make a cute couple! Booyah!
Date? We're investigating a murder here!
A murderer? That doesn't sound nice at all!
It's not. And you are?
Me? My name is Kirby! Nice to meet you! Booyah!
A bit exuberant, isn't he?
I like him. I think he's cute.
Booyah!
Oh god, come on, Maya.
Kirby.
So, Kirby, do you live around here?
Uh-huh. I live in the other side of the woods here. But I come to the green greens all the time. And the woods are fun to explore. And they have tasty apples.
Aww, he's so innocent.
I even have to admit, he's too innocent to be a bad person. Even Mimi Minnie couldn't fake this innocence.
Odd large tree.
You really ought to be more careful around Wispy. Booyah!
Wispy?
Uh-huh. That tree over there. If he gets upset, he'll blow out enough air to move a truck. Booyah!
Enough to move a truck?
I wonder if I'd find a rare animal under it.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing.
I'm guessing you know from experience, Kirby?
Uh-huh. I've been blown away plenty of times by Wispy. Sometimes it's really fun. Booyah!
Ugh, why did I just get an image of a balloon stuck in that hurricane?
Wispy has just been added to the court record. The crime.
Kirby, do you know anything about what happened?
Booyah? You mean this? Murderer you're looking at?
Yes.
I don't think so. I try to stay away from bad things like that.
Where were you yesterday?
I was riding on Dynablade. Booyah!
Dynablade?
She's this really big mama bird, I know. I took care of her kids. By using Wispy's apples. Booyah!
I see.
Actually, I think we flew over there once.
You did?
I think so. But we went by so fast, I didn't even look down at it.
Oh, I see.
Dynablade added to court record.
I think this is all we're gonna be able to gather today. But will it be enough to get through tomorrow's trial?
To be continued. The next day. Courtroom number 3.
Court will now begin the trial of Roy.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Now then, I believe you stated you have a viable testimony at hand, Mr. Edgeworth.
That I do, Your Honor. We have the testimony of one person who was present at the time of the crime.
Why is it that he's got everything he needs, and I'm fumbling in the dark?
Very well. Bring forth the witness.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Name's King Dedede, kid. Makes me King of Dreamland.
And you say you saw what went on that day.
Yeah, I did. Now listen up, kiddies.
Witness testimony. What I saw.
So I was placating myself with some nice fruit from Wispy Woods, when I saw that Ike fellow in the distance. Next thing I see Roy come zooming out and the Ike's on the ground. Then I see Roy keep pounding him with something. Even the sky was dark from that dirty deed. Then I see Roy keep pounding him with something.
Objection! This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
It does? I don't see any contradiction.
Huh? Wait, really?
Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright.
I must be on the wrong track.
Even the sky was dark from that dirty deed.
Hold it! Sky went dark from the dirty deed. Isn't that a bit melodramatic?
Hey, I know what happened. And when he came out, the sky got dark for a while.
And you say it's just because of the crime that was occurring?
Course. What else could have happened?
Nick, is there anything wrong here?
I think something is definitely lacking in the witness testimony here.
Yeah, it's a little vague, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think he's really lying. But something is definitely off about this. Like there's something taking away his focus. Objection! King Dedede, as a ruler of Dreamland, you know what this is, correct?
That's that annoying bird, Dynablade.
Exactly. And she's a rather large bird, isn't she?
What's your point, Wright?
Recall Dedede's testimony about sky turning dark. It seemed like a simple dramatics, but in reality, it was Dynablade flying over the scene!
Where are you going with this, Wright?
If Dynablade passed over the spot at the right time, the sky would indeed be darkened, until she finished obscuring the sun. My point is that the darkened sky would reduce visibility, and Dedede could have mistaken who he saw!
That indeed could be true. It's always hard to find things in the dark.
Exactly my point, Your Honor. Edgeworth's been really quiet. I don't like that.
Of course it's possible, if Dynablade did indeed fly over the scene during the crime.
What do you mean?
The witness never specified when the sky darkened in comparison to the events.
Mr. Edgeworth does have a point. Witness, I think we all need a little clarification on this matter.
Fine. Just pay attention for once.
Witness testimony. The darkened sky.
Right. So Dynablade did fly over and distract me for a second, but I still saw it all happen in front of me. Roy nearly came flying toward the victim from the woods, and smacked him hard. The victim fell like a ton of bricks. Then when he tried to get up, that red-headed little creep pounded him again. Even a tough penguin like me had to shudder at that brutality. Then when he tried to get up, that red-headed little creep pounded him again.
It seems that the witness isn't as able to explain the events as we first thought.
I believe the fault lies within me, Your Honor. I can only apologize for this error.
In any case, we cannot honestly trust that this witness is telling us. With no new information seemingly available, I believe that the defense and prosecution should find out more about this matter. Court is adjourned.
Hold it! Now you just stay where you are, little kiddies. We're not finished until I say we are.
Just what I needed. A stubborn penguin with an attitude.
Witness, you've done enough. I'd advise you not to say anything more.
Stop it, you little twerp.
It seems King Dedede won't be intimidated by even Edgeworth.
I'm not letting you write me off like this. Especially not when I have something crucial with me.
Something crucial?
He held onto it until he tried to get rid of him?
That's right. I've got this here sword.
A sword?
Yeah, check it out. I'll bet it's the defendant's sword.
Sword. Added to the court record.
And that's not all. Let me tell you how I got this little number.
Very well. But be warned, witness. This is your last chance.
Yeah, let's just get on with it.
Witness testimony. Where I found the sword.
Yeah, so everything I said, I stand by. But just before it happened, I found this in the woods. Naturally, it must belong to that Roy kid. After all, who else uses a sword around here? Huh? Naturally, it must belong to that Roy kid.
Hold it! And what makes you so sure it was the defendant?
Sit still, kid. You think I'm some kind of dodo bird?
No. It's hard to think of you as anything other than Ping.
It is his because when he came to study plants in the area, I met him, and he told me he was a swordsman. After all, who else uses a sword around here? Huh?
Objection! I'm afraid I'll have to stop you right there, King Dedede.
You... What kind of crap are you pulling now?
I'm just presenting a little stab in the dark, so to speak, on the issue of sword users. You see, the victim, Ike, was a sword user as well!
What?
It's true. Many people knew about him, and it was common knowledge.
Except for a ruler who never met him before. Right, Dedede?
I'm out of here.
Well, wait.
It appears to be too late, Your Honor. He's gone.
Well, it seems we've gained some new information, but not nearly enough to either convict or clear the defendant of these charges. Now it truly seems that this court can go no further. The only solution is for the prosecution and defense to gather more information. Court is adjourned.
To be continued. Later that day.
Good job, Nick! You really showed that overgrown ostrich!
He's a penguin, Maya, and the job's not finished yet.
Yeah, you didn't actually prove it wasn't Roy, did you?
Right, I only proved that Dedede's testimony was full of holes. Now the real trouble begins.
Well then, where should we start?
Detention Center.
Oh, Mr. Wright, you were great in court today.
Thanks, but I still have to prove that you didn't do it, you know.
Oh, I know. But you stood up to King Dedede, so it's all good, really.
What makes you so confident?
Because it means Mr. Wright isn't afraid of royalty.
Afraid of royalty? Really?
The trial.
You really are a force to be reckoned with in the courtroom, aren't you?
Well, you think so?
That's typical of Nick. He's a beast in the court, but everywhere else, he's as weak as a mouse.
Oh, don't you just love opinionated friends?
I guess I shouldn't have met with Dedede, though.
Yeah, that almost proved to be your undoing.
I can't help it. I feel the need to introduce myself when I go somewhere new. No one ever remembers me, though. Not like other swordsmen.
He's getting depressed, Nick.
Hey, come on! I can honestly say we'll never forget you.
Really?
At least I'll try.
The sword.
So Dedede found a sword nearby, huh?
They say it's yours, is it? Roy, please tell me.
Yeah, it's my sword of seals.
The Sword of Seals?
Yeah, but it wasn't me that put it there. I haven't had it for some time.
Really? Why not tell me more?
Royalty.
What did you mean when you talked about me not being afraid of royalty?
Well, some people don't like to get involved in the affairs of royal people like Ike and I. Since Mr. Wright doesn't mind, that'll be really helpful.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait a sec. And I? You're...
Royalty?
Oh, well, yeah. Did I not mention that?
It would have been nice to know.
Lack of sword.
So, wait. You say you didn't have your sword on the day of the crime?
Right, Mr. Wright. I didn't even have it for a few days before, really.
But why not? A swordsman without a sword is just a man, isn't he?
Well, I lent it to someone.
You lent it?
Lent it.
So, you lent your sword to someone?
Yeah.
So, who was it?
Well, why does it matter?
What do you mean? This could be very crucial.
But,
Saki lost?
He's hiding something?
But what?
Dreamland, green greens.
Looks like all the police are done here.
But there's still some things that are left here.
I guess it can't be helped.
What?
But who are you? Who was that? They went into the Wispy Woods.
Dreamland, Wispy Woods.
Looks like that one person isn't here.
Pollo! It's you two!
Ah, it's Kirby!
Hi! Are you two having a good day?
It depends on how you define good.
I always thought good means a day where you're always happy and get to eat a lot.
He's so cute and simple.
I envy his simpleness. My life's always got to be complicated.
King Dedede.
Hey, Kirby, you know about King Dedede, right?
Pollo!
I think he's heard of him, Nick.
He's not a bad person, Pollo. But he's very greedy.
I kinda got that vibe from him.
He's always trying to take away my food.
Aww, anything else?
He's been talking with someone else a lot lately.
Talking to someone a lot, you say?
That person just now.
Kirby, did you see someone come through here just a second ago?
Pollo? No, I didn't notice anyone.
How is that possible, Nick?
Why are you asking me? The people can do crazy things here, you know. I guess we're not gonna learn it from Kirby.
Dedede's conversations.
So, Dedede's been talking to someone lately?
Uh-huh. They always try to keep it a secret, but sometimes they wake me up at night. Pollo!
What do you think, Nick?
Do you really think anything good can come from secret nightly meetings, Maya?
Guess not.
Hey, Kirby, you think you can tell us about this person he was talking to?
The other person.
Kirby, I need you to think carefully, okay?
Okay, Pollo!
Can you tell us exactly who the other person Dedede was talking to with was?
He! Oh.
No way, Kirby too?
I can't believe he'd hide anything from anyone.
But he's hiding something from us. We have to find out what, though.
Dreamland, green greens.
So, it seems you've learned of someone's dark influence.
It's you, the guy we saw earlier.
But what is he?
Why don't you tell us who you are?
I am called Meta Knight.
Meta Knight?
Indeed. And it seems you pursuers of justice are currently hindered.
That's putting it lightly.
At times like these, it is best to venture into new locales.
New what?
Go here. If you are as skilled as you seem, you will learn what you need.
He's gone.
And he left us with these directions.
Let's see. Castle Emblem. Sounds unique.
Don't just stand there, Nick. Let's go! Castle Emblem, outside.
Ritzy looking place, isn't it?
I've never seen a place this big before.
I bet it would be a pain to clean it up, though.
How would you know? You never clean up after yourself anyway.
I resent that so much.
Castle Emblem, main hall. Nick? Nick, you okay?
Too much.
Huh?
This is way too much class for me to handle. Look at this place. Everything sparkles, even the carpet.
Whoa, Nick, calm down!
Why couldn't I be lucky enough to be royally rich? Why do I have to scrap by with people always using my money? Why couldn't I have had the 38 back then?
My, so spirited. Oh, did I surprise you? I humbly apologize. Oh, forgive me. I did not introduce myself. I am Marth, the resident of Castle Emblem. It is good to meet you.
Likewise.
Nick, why are you so humbled all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Marth.
So, you own this castle, Marth?
Yes, I needed a place that was spacious, some place where I could contemplate my thoughts in solitude.
Solitude is right. This place seems pretty empty.
I assume you're of royal blood then?
Indeed. I hold the rank of Lord, to be specific.
Lord Marth. I kinda like that. Nick, now you have to call me Lady Maya.
I don't think so, Maya.
Aww.
It seems you're quite the spirited woman, Lady Maya.
Well, that's one way to put it.
Roy.
So, Marth, do you know about Roy?
Yes, quite a shame, I must say. He had quite the potential, but it seems he lost his way.
Were you and him good friends?
I suppose you could say that. Roy felt like I was his mentor, however.
Wait, his mentor?
Indeed. It was quite embarrassing at some times.
Roy's mentor.
So, Roy considered you a mentor?
Yes, he was always seeking my advice about battle maneuvers and the like. I was happy to assist him in these matters.
How kind of you!
Thank you, Lady Maya.
What exactly did you help him with?
As I stated, I advised him on battle maneuvers, tactics, and proper sword techniques and care.
Sounds like he depends on you a lot.
Very much. He once told me he trusted me with anything.
Ike.
Did you know the victim, Ike?
I have learnt of him before the crime, yes. I did not know him personally, but I have heard of his attributes.
Attributes?
His skills as a swordsman, and of course his rather large fan base that appeared soon after he arrived in this land.
Anything else?
I'm afraid not. I did not know him very well, unfortunately.
I think that's all I'm going to learn from him. Still, I feel like I just received exactly what I needed.
Detention Center.
Take that! Roy, who did you lend this sword to?
It doesn't matter, okay? It's not important.
You know it is, since the same sword showed up near the crime scene. Look, you don't have to strain yourself. I know exactly who you lent your sword to. Take that! You lent your sword to Marth, didn't you? I see. He did say you said you trusted him with anything. I guess that includes the sword, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But you always travel with your sword. So why did you lend it to Marth?
He promised me he'd help me with something.
Help you with something? What was it?
You tell me, Mr. Wright. What is it I would want help with?
Choices. Sword skills. Romance. Popularity. Popularity.
You said it yourself best. When you say you weren't happy with your popularity around here. So I'm willing to bet Marth promised to help you with your problem, didn't he?
Yeah.
Unlocking complete. Lent the sword.
Marth came up to me one day and said he'd help me get more popular. Then he asked for my sword.
Why?
He said it was a problem with me. At least in the eyes of the populace. I wasn't really sure, but I trusted him.
Trusted being the key word?
Roy.
I know what you're thinking. Just don't say it, okay? I'd deny it as a reflex, even if I believe it.
Okay, we need to see someone else about this matter. Anyway...
Dreamland Green Grains.
Take that!
The other person.
Kirby. The reason you won't tell me right now is because you're scared, aren't you? I know it has to be involving that person Dedede's been meeting lately. And that person is... Take that! This man, isn't it?
Kirby?
It was him! It was the Bamboo Man! Boyo!
Unlocking complete. The other man.
The other man! He's always talking really quietly to Dedede. I can never find out what.
Did you ever meet him?
Uh-huh. I saw him one day in the forest, looking like he was waiting for something.
And what happened?
When I went near him, he ran into me and started yelling. I couldn't even tell what he was saying, but then he kicked me. And then he was trying to stab me with the sword he was holding.
How horrible!
And here I thought he was so prim and proper.
He told me not to tell you about this. Am I a bad boy?
No, Kirby. You've done a very good job. Don't worry, we'll take care of it. Just one more thing. Was the sword he was holding this one? I see. That's all we needed, Kirby.
Bye!
It seems you learned all you needed.
Meta Knight.
I can only place my faith in your skill with this information. May your sword of truth cleave through all the veils of lies. Farewell.
Nick, did he compliment us?
He just said he trusts us? I hope we don't let him down tomorrow.
To be continued. Courtroom.
Court is now in session for day 2 of the trial of Roy.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Very good. Yesterday we learned that we had been listening to a testimony that was very likely not the whole story.
I can only apologize for the oversight, Your Honor.
That's right, Miles. Get on his good side before the trial begins.
But there's someone else we've learned about, Your Honor.
Huh? Someone else? You mean another witness?
That I do, Your Honor. And I can assure you that this one is much more trustworthy.
Another witness? And Edgeworth seems pretty sure of himself this time.
I wonder who he's got this time.
I guess we'll just have to see who it is.
Very well then. Prosecution, please call your witness to the stand.
Witness, state your name and occupation. Name and occupation, sir.
Meta Knight, Swordsman of the Shadows.
Swordsman of the Shadows. That's a grand title.
Huh? What the? The judge looks like he just met his favorite superhero or something.
Nick, why is he up there?
I don't know. I can't figure this guy out.
You were present during the events in question, weren't you?
Where there is light, there are shadows. Where there are shadows, I am there. I was indeed present.
This guy's got a lot more of a dramatic flair than Dedede had. And at least he can pull it off, though.
Phoenix Wright.
Hmm?
There is nothing in the dark that is not there in the light. Darkness can only mask something. It cannot alter it.
What's he talking about?
Witness, please inform the court of what went on that day.
Witness testimony. What happened?
I train in the shadows, where I thrive best. The sounds of heavy malice reach my ears. As the world grows darker around me, an ill wind blows strongly through the area, and a life's flame is extinguished by a weapon guided by tactical malice.
Hold it! By weapon? You mean this hammer, right?
A weapon of such destruction has to be weighted by its own sins.
This guy hardly ever gives straight answers, does he?
I think that's a yes, isn't it?
Considering it is the weapon that killed the victim, I'd say so.
He sure is playing up the drama of the moment.
I don't think so. There's something about him. I think he's not really trying to accuse Roy. I mean, he hadn't explicitly stated anything about who attacked Ike, has he?
She's right. He hasn't said anything about Roy.
An ill wind blows strongly through the area.
Hold it! An ill wind? Was it windy that day?
Some things are never meant to last. Others never meant to begin.
That doesn't answer my question.
It seems like it's hardly a question important enough to answer right.
What else, witness?
As the world grows darker around me.
Hold it! The sky turned dark? I believe you're talking about Dynablade flying over the scene, aren't you?
The mistress of the sky, gentle yet fierce, unwittingly part of a dark plot.
I think that's a yes, Your Honor.
I think so, too, Mr. Wright. Continue, witness.
The sounds of heavy malice reach my ears.
Hold it! The sounds of heavy malice? You mean you heard something?
One weighed down by the malice will drag whatever they touch with them.
I guess he means he heard someone dragging something?
Presumably, it was the defendant dragging the murder weapon to the scene. It's quite the heavy object. It would take a great amount of strength or momentum to lift it.
That's true. Something about it bugs me.
And a life's flame is extinguished.
Hold it! A life's flame is extinguished. You're talking about Ike's murder.
A peaceful flame should always be allowed to burn out of its own accord. Snuffing out a flame by one's own hand is an attempt against controlling nature itself.
So you think it's a bad thing? Well, we know there's at least one thing we agree on.
And that is?
That murder is an awful crime, and we must fight to stop it. Or at least see that those who committed it
Are brought to justice.
Indeed. Continue, witness.
I train in the shadows, where I thrive best.
Hold it! So, does that mean you were in the shadows of the forest when the crime happened?
Nature is a harsh, yet compassionate being. Be kind to it, and it will in turn reward you.
Huh?
But intrude upon nature's peaceful order, and you will be forced to pay repentance.
Right, I believe he's trying to say that something happened there that shouldn't have. And I think it's obvious what it is. The crime.
Thanks for explaining the obvious, Edgeworth. I'm not Larry, you know.
I think that is enough. This witness has said, in his own interesting way, exactly what the prosecution has been saying since day one.
But something's not right.
This witness has no ties to this crime that would affect his testimony, and as such, I am compelled to offer my verdict right now.
What should I do? Is there something missing from this testimony?
Leave it alone. Raise objection. Raise objection.
Objection! Wait just a moment, Your Honor.
What? You're unusually spirited today, Mr. Wright.
That usually means he's unusually desperate to grasp at a small fact.
This fact can hardly be called small, Edgeworth, because I've noticed that there is something missing from the witness's testimony.
What?
And that would be...
Simple. The witness never revealed...
Where the crime happened. Who committed the crime. How the crime happened. Who committed the crime.
The witness never explicitly stated who committed the crime.
You're right.
This is a little crucial detail, isn't it?
Objection. The reason he didn't say who committed the crime is because it's obviously the defendant.
Objection! Then why didn't he just say so? The witness seems to abhor people escaping justice. So why wouldn't he say it was my client?
Why wouldn't he, Mr. Wright?
Easy, Your Honor, because the witness knows it wasn't my client.
What?
So, Mennonite, do you have anything to say?
Phoenix Wright.
Huh?
I knew that you would pursue the truth until it was uncovered. I simply needed to test your drive towards this goal.
So you were testing me?
Indeed.
Then tell me, was the person you saw my client?
The person I saw committing the deed was someone of considerable sword skills, a veteran of the blade. This person...
He's vanished.
This is preposterous. Our witness has staged a vague description and left the court. This court can't continue without a witness. Find him and bring him back.
Hold it!
Who is this sitting in the witness's chair now?
Him, huh?
Forgive me for my intrusion and the rather vulgar outburst, Your Honor.
Oh, that's all right, young man.
I simply believe that everyone here would like some clarification on the events in question.
Huh?
Clarification, you say?
Indeed. You see, I've known the defendant for quite some time, and I believe I can clarify matters about his activities.
I see. Well, there's no reason we can't let a well-mannered young man like yourself inform us, is there?
Do you want to list the reasons, Your Honor?
The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor.
Very well then. Please give us your testimony, Mr...
Marth, Your Honor.
Ah, yes, Marth.
Witness testimony about the defendant.
Roy and I have known each other for some time. We've spent many a day training with each other. But he's very ambitious, to say the least. Sir Ike appeared with a much happier reception than Roy did. I guess that is why Roy saw fit to stab him. I guess that is why Roy saw fit to stab him.
Objection! Marth, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to stop you right there.
Whatever for, Sir Wright.
If you can't see it, then you're about to.
It seems even the most proper of men can't help being wrong. You claim that Roy stabbed Ike to kill him, but that's simply impossible. Ike's autopsy report clearly says that he was bludgeoned with his hammer. Furthermore, there wasn't a single stab wound on his body.
Well...
So, tell me, Marth, how could you make such a stupid mistake?
Well, witness?
Well, Your Honor, I only knew the basic facts that Ike was dead and Roy was accused. Given his method of fighting, I naturally assumed he stabbed him. An honest mistake, wouldn't you agree?
Why, yes I would.
Oh, give me a break.
Of course, there's another reason I could assume that.
Really? Then please explain to us.
Witness testimony. Why I assumed so.
Not long before the incident occurred, I had met with Roy. He seemed agitated about something, although he wouldn't tell me what. I don't even know why he came by, because he left so abruptly. Carrying both a grudge and his sword of seals.
Hold it! His sword of seals? That would be the sword he's best known for using, right?
Indeed it is. His command of fire via that sword was quite the sight.
I'd bet he is. But he wasn't that day. Was he?
This feels too simple, Nick.
Yeah. Like, he's not even trying to hide his facts. But he's so calm and honest looking that nobody doubts him.
Then point out the contradiction and take him down!
What else could I do?
Not long before the incident occurred, I had met with Roy.
Hold it! You met with him? When exactly?
It was perhaps about 2 hours before the incident is said to have occurred.
Something he said later bothers me. Should I press further?
Leave it alone. Did he bring anything? Did he look different? Did he look any different than usual?
He looked unnaturally angry. Other than that, he didn't appear different.
No, I guess not.
Did he bring anything?
Did he walk in carrying anything?
As a matter of fact, he did. He came in holding his sword very tightly.
Tightly?
As if it could be taken any second. It was unusual for someone as laid back as him.
If you could add that to your testimony, please.
Of course. Not long before the incident occurred, I had met with Roy. He came in, gripping his sword tightly. He seemed agitated about something, although he wouldn't tell me what. I don't even know why he came by, because he left so abruptly. Carrying both a grudge and his sword of seals. He seemed agitated about something, although he wouldn't tell me what.
Hold it! Agitated? About what?
I don't know. He never explicitly said what was wrong. I could only guess what it was.
Guess for us, then.
It was most likely another issue with his popularity. He always resented Ike's surge in popularity compared to his own downward spiral.
A reasonable motive, I would say.
Of course you would.
He came in, gripping his sword tightly.
Hold it! He came in with his sword? Why?
I'm not sure, but he always has his sword. He never lends it to anyone. He says he doesn't trust anyone with it. I don't even know why he came by, because he left so abruptly.
Hold it! He simply came in and left? That's a bit odd.
As I said, he was acting oddly.
Did he say anything important to you?
Not a word.
I'm less and less convinced as his testimony goes on.
Carrying both a grudge and his sword of seals.
Objection! Marth, I'll be stopping you right there once again.
Ah, you've spotted something wrong?
That I have. You say that Roy came into your house holding his sword of seals, then leaving without a towel?
Indeed. That is what happened.
I doubt that it is. Because, you see, Roy has not had his sword for several days!
Aha.
Right. Explain yourself.
Of course, Roy professed to lending his sword to Marth several days before the incident even occurred. He wouldn't have had it with him if he visited Marth!
Objection! The witness said that the defendant trusted nobody with his sword.
Objection again, bitch! The witness also earlier said that Roy himself told him that he trusts him with anything, including his sword!
Really? That's extreme trust.
So, Marth, the sword we found near the scene was Roy's sword. But he didn't have it, did he? You did!
I assume you have a way to prove it.
With so much doubt, there's only one way to check to see if it was really used by Roy or not.
Check the length. Check the temperature. Check the texture. Check the temperature.
We check the temperature of the sword!
The temperature?
What are you babbling about, Wright?
It's obvious Marth said earlier that Roy imbues his blade with fire when he uses it. It stands to reason that if Roy used it anytime recently, the metal should still be very hot. However, if Roy has not used it in any time recently, the blade should be cold.
You make a good point, Mr. Wright. Have the defense check the temperature of the blade.
Don't trouble yourself. It's cold.
What?
I commend you, Sir Wright. You are showing excellent skills in your profession.
Thanks?
But explain to me this, Sir Wright. If the sword was found at the scene, would that really implicate myself?
Of course it would. Why wouldn't it?
Why? Because I have no contacts in Dreamland, of course. Can you prove otherwise?
Take that! Sorry, but you just tripped yourself with that speech, Marth. Because we have knowledge that you know the very ruler of Dreamland, King Dedede.
Who told you that?
A small, honest little inhabitant called Kirby. He let us know that you're meeting Dedede in secret several times. Even more interesting, you threaten him to keep quiet.
Interesting theory, Sir Wright. Of course, it could be a lie. What if I was to tell you I only met Dedede once, and had never been anywhere near Wispy Woods?
Objection! You're right, aren't you?
Objection! That's what I'd say. Let me ask you something, Marth. If he had only met King Dedede once, and had no idea about his kingdom, then how did you know the name of the woods?
Hey, that's right. What about that?
So, what you're saying is, Sir Wright, is that I was the one in Wispy Woods, attacking Ike with the hammer, correct? That is what you are implicating.
That is where everything is pointing, yes.
And yet, the hammer is much too heavy for someone of my stature to raise it to strike someone like Ike. Is there any evidence to assist you there?
Yes, it is. Even though the hammer's heavy, something helps boost you strike him. Take that! Even if the hammer's heavy, you could easily use this to help you.
What is this? A tree?
A very special tree, Your Honor. When agitated, these trees blow out strong winds. Strong enough to move a truck, or even a person holding a heavy hammer! Face the facts, Lord Marth. You conspired with Dedede to learn the layout of Dreamland, including Wispy Woods. You frightened Kirby to stay away. You convinced Ike to come to Green Greens. And using the hammer that Dedede obviously supplies to you, you agitated Wispy so he would blow wind at you, sending you zooming to Ike. With that momentum working with you, you smashed Ike across the head, killing him instantly! And that's not all. By telling Roy that you assisted him with his popularity issue, you gained his sword, and used it for this plan too. Eliminating Ike would surely boost Roy's popularity, as would the exposure from this trial, wouldn't it?
Is that what you think, Phoenix Wright? You simple fool. You have no idea. Do you really think it was simple as that? Help Roy gain popularity by eliminating Ike?
Huh?
If all things in life were that simple, you wouldn't have to be jealous of my status, would you? You have no idea how long I have planned for this, how I have slaved for this. That fool Roy looked up to me as a mentor, and I thought I did the same. Of course, how could I ever care for an unoriginal fool who can't even develop his own techniques? Because of his very existence, my importance was undermined, my image besmudged. I thought I could live with that, but no. Then came the day when Ike arrived, and how was he greeted? With welcome arms! Whereas I had to slave for my fame and status. That ungrateful whelp was simply given it upon his appearance. How could he be liked more than I? I am the original lord! I could not stand for this, so under the guise of assisting that fool Roy with his fame issues, of which I had not cared for, I was able to gain his sword and use that fool Dedede to learn the layout of his land. Planting the sword before I even began assured me that Roy would be blamed. Of course, the hammer was easily taken from Dedede's private stash. With the knowledge of that idiotic tree in mind, I lined myself up to where Ike stood, as I had defined that very spot when I called him. Agitating the tree, and its gust of wind propelled me to Ike, allowing me to crack his skull with a single blow. Call it temporary insanity. After dropping the hammer, my rage took over. I furiously desecrated his body by jabbing it repeatedly with the hilt of my own sword, letting him know what a true swordsman is while he rots in the afterlife. I am the original. None are allowed to undermine me!
It seems we have learned that another mastermind was behind everything in this case.
With pride as his singular motive.
Indeed. With this information, I can safely issue my verdict. This court finds the defendant not guilty.
You did it, Nick!
Yeah, I did. Roy.
I can't believe it. All this time, I trusted him. All this time, I emulated him. And all this time, he hated me. He thought I was copying him.
You weren't, were you?
No, I was paying homage to him. I thought he'd be proud, not hateful. And all this time, popularity was the cause of all this.
Fame isn't everything, you know.
Yeah, Nick may be known by a lot of people, but not all of it is good stuff.
I wonder what bad stuff he's heard.
And there's someone else who works really hard and doesn't get recognized for it.
Huh?
Whoa, pal, my ears are burning.
Detective Gumshoe.
Well, looks like you did it again, pal. Done seemingly the impossible.
Yeah, well...
By the way, pal, there's a big penguin outside who's screaming something about us owing him money for lowering the value of one of his hammers. I told him you'd take care of it.
You what?
Well, we did drag the hammer all around.
And with Marth heading for jail, I guess he can't pay. Oh, and did I mention I'm cut off?
Looks like you're stuck with a bill again, Nick.
But... He... Objection!
Hey, it's been a while, Mr. Wright. You look pretty good. Oh, by the way, I've made some new friends. Beat Pichu, Falco, Ganondorf, Dr. Mario, and Young Link.
Pichu!
Hey!
Hello! Hi!
Yeah, so it looks like I'm popular in my own little circle.
Hi! It's good to see you again! Did you bring me any food? No? Well, it's okay. Hey! Have you played with Wispy lately? I've been doing it all day! Whee! Booyah!
What? You again? What are you doing here? Doesn't matter, kid. Since I saw you up there against Marth, I've been thinking hard lately. Maybe I need to be a better ruler, so that I don't end up a nutjob like him. But where to start? I know. From now on, I'll only take 50% of the people's food instead of 80%.
You have done well, Phoenix Wright. As I said, there is nothing in the dark that is not there in the light. Even with it hidden beneath the dark veil of lies, you were able to retrieve the light of the truth. May your spirit always shine brightly, even in the darkest of times.
You, Phoenix Wright, have you come to gloat? It must be a beautiful sight to you. The once proud lord of Emblem Castle, reduced to yet another number amongst the ranks of common criminals. Save your pity. It would kill me to being reduced to being pitied by a commoner such as yourself. Tell Roy that I am sorry.
The end. Hold it!
A new episode has been added. Turnabout Psychic.